What's up, everybody? Hey, Tom Laird here, host of the Advice from a Call Center Geek podcast and founder of Expedia. For exceptional contact center outsourcing, trust Expedia. We're fully AI-driven, as all of you know, and can handle voice, email, chat, and all of your digital channels. Our 600-seat USA contact center is expert in healthcare, financial services, insurance, tech support, retail, and more. Experts on the NICE CX1 platform, we ensure seamless customer experiences. DM me or visit expediausa.com for more.
This is Advice from a Call Center Geek, a weekly podcast with a focus on all things call center. We'll cover it all from call center operations, hiring, culture, technology, and education. We're here to give you actionable items to improve the quality of yours and your customers' experience. This is an evolving industry with creative minds and ambitious people like this guy. Not only is his passion call center operations, but he's our host. He's the CEO of Expedia Interaction Marketing Group and the call center geek himself, Tom Laird.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Advice from a Call Center Geek, the call center and contact center podcast. We try to give you some actionable items to take back in your contact center, improve the overall quality, improve the agent experience, and hopefully improve your customer experience as well. My name is Tom Laird. I'm the CEO here at Expedia Interaction Marketing. Expedia is a 600-seat contact center outsourcer located here in northwestern Pennsylvania. How's everybody doing? Oh, it's been a real whirlwind I've had this month. The first week of May, I was in New York City. I was at VaynerMedia, which is Gary Vaynerchuk's organization. That and the SaSS group did a deep dive, did a full day of marketing with the Vayner team, talking about personal branding for the organization, creating content, finally getting on TikTok. Really cool, interesting. Had a 20-minute conversation. Hopefully that'll be out soon with Gary V on the future of customer experience. So that should be on YouTube here soon. And then had a couple client visits in New York and in Chicago. And then I went to VCon, which I want to talk to you guys a little bit about in this episode. So VCon is a conference that is in its first year, created by Gary Vaynerchuk. You had to own one of his NFTs, which is a VFriend, to get access. There was close to 10,000 people there. And basically it was a 3-day, I keep using the word deep dive, but a 3-day conference on everything NFT, Web3, blockchain. Just opened my eyes to a lot of things, and I think this whole thing is bigger than I think. I know there's so many of you that think I'm crazy by all the tweets, and especially the TikToks that I'm getting, the comments there, and even here on my LinkedIn. But hopefully with this episode, I can maybe put some of you, or at least get some of you on my side. The cool thing, though, I just got back yesterday, just to let you guys know, I was in New York City. My sister graduated from med school, which was pretty awesome. I was at the Apollo Theater, to hear her name, ever for the first time yelled out as doctor was pretty awesome. So finally back in the office today, and this blockchain thing, customer experience, call center has just been, I don't want to say eating at me, but it's just been in my head for the last really week and a half. That's all I've been thinking about and how it correlates together. I'm kind of almost getting like this is kind of a drug. I guess it's a good drug if you're going to think about something, but constantly just trying to figure out how we can be one of the first to merge these technologies together, right? The customer experience, the call center, the technology that we have from an AI standpoint, from a routing standpoint, looking at speech analytics. How does that then correlate to, this blockchain technology, NFTs? And you guys know I'm totally transparent. Anybody wants to steal any of my ideas, knock yourself out. I hope you do it, and I hope you do it better than me. But one of the things that is coming out with this is that we are going to definitely start Expedia Digital. We had our first call or I guess meeting today on Zoom. We're basically, if you look at NFT projects, Web3 projects, if any of you guys are into them, the service of those stink, right? And what I think I learned at VCon is we need to stop calling these NFT projects. And these are businesses, right? When you do a drop and you're getting $5 million in one day, right, to then go do specific things for a community. And these are going to be the next big companies, right, that come out of or the first big companies that come out of Web3. So that got me thinking, well, all companies need customer service, and these guys are doing it really bad. So that's kind of one of the things that we're trying to put together is how do we do it better? How can these new companies outsource their customer support to us? How can we go on Discord and integrate with our phone system so that any trouble tickets can be answered quickly? How can we add voice into a Discord? I know they can do that on the Discord, but how can they make a phone call from Discord to us? All things that can be done through integrations and APIs, but just needs to be figured out. And those are some of the things that really got me kind of going. So I want to talk to you guys about something I find fascinating. And I know, again, a lot of you guys disagree with me on this, but hopefully, again, like I said earlier, I can turn some of you around here. I posted on LinkedIn, and today, as I'm recording this, it's the 26th of May, 2022. And yesterday I posted on LinkedIn that I believe that blockchain technology will be more disruptive than AI will be coming in the next 10 years. And I got some blowback on that, especially on Twitter, a little bit on LinkedIn. You guys on LinkedIn are more gentlemanly and gentlewomanly like than I get on the TikTok comments and on tweets. But I want to state my case for that today. And I know everybody talks about AI in the contact center. You go to a call center show, you don't see anything on blockchain. You don't see anything on NFTs. And it's kind of an out of sight, out of mind thing. Now, they're going to affect us differently, but I think the impact of the blockchain is going to be massive, and it's going to come at us quick. So here's kind of my thought process here is AI right now is a technology that, when we think of AI, or when a lot of, and I don't want to say you, because it's me too. Like when you get to a point of AI, you're thinking, it's machine learning, it's artificial intelligence, it's natural language processing. It's all this really cool technology putting together to make this robot rep, right? That's kind of what I guess a lot of people think of when they think of AI in the contact center. We all know as kind of, people in the industry that AI is a little bit more subtle right now, right? It's into how we route calls. It's into speech analytics. It's into workforce management. It's into agent assist, right? So it's at the point where it's assisting our reps, and it's having an impact. So listen, I am not an AI poo-pooer. I fully believe in the technology, and I said in here too, the long game AI wins. In the short term, I think blockchain wins, and let me tell you why. Again, AI is a choice that you need to make in a tool, right? Do we want to buy that? Do we want to try to have some improvement here? Right? Blockchain, I don't think you're going to have a choice. NFTs, I don't think you're going to have a choice. Within 5 years, every single person listening to this podcast today will own an NFT. And I'm not saying it's a crazy elephant or it's a bored ape or it's any of that stuff, but it's going to be an airline ticket. It's going to be a plane ticket. It's going to be a contract that you have with a business. All these things. People don't realize the impact of the blockchain. And let me just start with this. So remember that NFTs are not the blockchain. They're not. The blockchain is a ledger. It is the actual kind of technology where all this is written to. NFTs are basically software, the next layer, the software written on the blockchain. So the uses for blockchain go way beyond an NFT. So many of you and people that I talk to are confusing the fact that just because NFTs, right, so many of those projects, they're garbage, right? They are ripping people off. They're terrible. There are really good ones as well, but they think of the blockchain with the same process, right? The same thought process that says, well, this is terrible. If NFTs are bad, this blockchain thing is bad. They lump them together, right? And I think that that's where we're making a huge mistake with looking at the differences in the technology, right? So while, again, the CX space is being kind of changed and altered with AI, right, when it comes to agent assist, analytics, routing, the blockchain is going to be totally changing how customer experience is done, how customers interact with brands. Hence, the call center is going to need to be prepared for this, right? So how will the blockchain, I'm not talking NFTs. I've done a couple NFT things. I'm not talking NFTs. I'm talking straight blockchain. Which I guess it may include some NFT stuff, but how will the blockchain be changing customer experience, the call center? Number one, it'll be streamlining payments, right? There'll be no more every single time that you need to fill out something to give your credit card information, right? All of your information is already written in the blockchain, right? It can't be changed, right? It's there, it's set, right? It can't be tweaked. Nobody can hack it. So you don't need to every single time give your credit card number out over the phone. You don't need to do that when you're on a website that you want to buy something with. So payments are streamlined. No processing fees. Now people are going to say, well, there's gas fees. Gas fees are going to go away, right? And depending on what chain you're using, right? Some of them have no gas fees. Now Ethereum still does. But the actual processing fee for a company to process your payment will be going away. And then these gas fees will be going away to the point where it may be 0.002 cents, right, per transaction. Warranties will be seamless, right? Customers are not going to have to call in and be like, hey, my thing is broken. They're going to be able to just go, onto your website, click that things are broken. The smart contract kicks in and it will automatically kick in their warranty, right? So all of that will be seamless. Contracts between organizations and customers will be written with if-then statements, right? So payments can now be paid, right, as things happen, which is kind of totally different than how we do it now, right? So maybe you go on Amazon, you give them $400 for something that you want for your pool, right? And it gets delayed for weeks and weeks and weeks, right? You get super annoyed. You ask for a refund. They say, hey, it's another 2 weeks to get a refund, right? All that can go away. Because with the smart contract, as each thing in the logistic chain, right, it gets shipped. It's now at the FedEx plant. It's now close to you. It's now on the truck. Each one of those levels, they can actually take a piece of the $400 that they need, right? So, it's based on where you are at and what has actually been done, from your shipping or for your product is how that company is going to get paid. Right, so you don't have to dole things out. And I think there's a level of transparency that's going to come up with that I think is kind of fascinating. And I think that there's a lot more to that and how payments will get made with smart contracts. And then if the product is broken, automatically you get a refund. Don't have to talk to the call center. A lot of things that will be really cool with that. We've talked about customer loyalty plans that they're going to be changed forever, right? Web3 and NFTs and the blockchain are real community-based, so you're going to be able to do a lot of things. And we talked about staking. I did this about 3 episodes back. I'm not going to go deep into it again, but it's a really interesting episode. The other thing that we're not thinking of, and I know a lot of SaaS products are because I'm actually using NFTs to pay for them, is how you're going to access and pay for SaaS software is going to be through the blockchain, going to be through NFTs, right? So you're no longer going to put your credit card in and pay that $19.95 per month to get this piece of software, right? You're going to connect your wallet that has an NFT that you've already purchased or that it will take the money out directly. But normally you'll purchase a one-time fee. Maybe it's $300. And let's say you hate the software, then you can sell it, right? You can actually sell access to the software, which is absolutely fascinating to me. Right, so how we're thinking through of connecting to Web 2, connecting to websites, connecting to pieces of software, it's going to be totally revolutionized, and that's going to have to be taken into account in our call centers, how we interact with customers, and how we service them. Etherscan is kind of like, I don't know if I want to say it's like the Bible, right, of the blockchain, where everything that's written in the blockchain you can kind of access and see. Access probably isn't the right word, but at least be able to see it, so that you can actually see who's the owner, how much transacted. Our reps are going to need to become experts in that, and I think what's going to happen is there's going to be tools, right, that are going to go through APIs that are going to be able to kind of read that for the rep, so that they can talk through a customer of what happened on their transaction in the blockchain, right? Things like that we're not thinking of right now are going to need to be thought through. And again, that's why I think Expedia Digital and what we're going to try to do, I'm going to try to get there early so I can kind of talk you guys through some of the mistakes and some of the things that we're doing. Think about this. And this I got at VCon talking to some people at dinner. But think about an NFT written in the blockchain that a customer pays for maybe one time. And maybe it's it's kind of like the easy pass, right? I live here in the in the Great Lakes, and Cedar Point is a really big roller coaster park, right? And I forget what it's called. I just call it an Easy Pass, right? So you can pay extra, right, and go to the front of the line. Disney has that. So you don't have to wait in line, right? So you could do that with an NFT. A customer that's maybe one of your most loyal customers, or maybe they just go purchase this NFT, right? It's written in the blockchain that every time that this customer calls or interacts with your organization, right, that they never have to wait in queue, right? It's like an Easy Pass. I think that that's fascinating, and how you can tie in the contact center to customer loyalty through the blockchain and through NFTs and through the purchases that they've made, right? I don't think that that's that confusing. I think it's pretty cool. Right, so I don't know. All this is coming really soon. Like I was at VCon, all of these concepts, there are really large organizations, really big, well-funded startups that are thinking through everything that I just talked about. Right, there will be launches for a lot of this stuff coming in the next year. So again, AI, fascinating technology. In 20, 30 years, I can't imagine what that thing's going to do. But I think right now, our lives are about to be upturned by what we're about to see through Web3 and through the blockchain. I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Do you think I'm crazy? Let me know. Hit me up on LinkedIn, right? I'll post some of that stuff. Also, hey, every Friday from 1 to 2 o'clock Eastern, I do a office hour where I'm just available on LinkedIn Live. Right. And any of you guys can ask me questions. You can, we can have a debate. We can kind of talk that stuff through. I'd love to hear some of your opinions on that as well. But I don't know. Did I make the case? Have I changed some of your minds on where I think that this thing is going? Do you believe that? I don't know. I think it's a crazy time that we're living in. This is coming at me so fast. And I'm super excited for it because I think it's changed the way I thought about customer experience in the call center. And I don't want to say re-energized me because I've always been pretty energized, but it's really changed how I think things are going to happen. And I think there's a lot of fun that can happen with this as we try to plan out the strategy and try to execute on the strategy for the customer experience. Everybody has their own niche in this space. That was the other thing that was cool about VCon. There's people there that are trying to do NFTs and use the blockchain for music. Artists obviously are having this is having a huge impact on artists and how they're selling art. Getting into the more businessy aspect of looking at logistics, right? To make sure that we're tracking data all the way through. The warranties, processing fees, payments, like everybody's got their own niche. And really, I think I was the only one there that was really talking it through of how does this affect customer experience? And that excites me to be kind of on the precipice of something or a little bit early for something. I don't think I'm too early though. So that's kind of the niche in this new world that I'm kind of looking at and that I'm trying to think through. So those are my thoughts on it. I think hopefully that kind of gets you thinking about what is coming, because I'm telling you, everything that I said there, and this, let me just say this too. I'm getting fired up now. Beyond that, gaming, if you are a gamer, your lives are about to be turned upside down for the better, right? Play to earn is coming, and it's coming huge. It's coming this summer, right? Where you're going to be able to play games. You're going to be able to collect rewards, collect guns, collect armor, collect hats, pay for hats. And then you're going to be able to sell all of that too, right, on the blockchain. So they're all going to be one-to-one things, and you have this hat and you want to sell it for $30. You can sell it, and then that will appear on the other person in the game, right? There's going to be tokens that you're going to be able to earn, play to earn, to the point where this is going to be a new livelihood. You can agree with it, you can hate it, right? But playing games now, this is about to be the evolution and the blow up of esports. So again, I'm super psyched about this whole space. I hope you guys are too. Don't poo-poo it, right? Start thinking about it. Again, there's no rush to it, but start to educate yourself on the whole process. So again, thank you guys so much. Hopefully I talk to you, some of you guys on tomorrow as well on Friday. Have a good one, guys. Thanks.